Hi, everyone. It's Mike from Downtown Comics, and I'm here as always with James Rossman. James, how are we doing today?
Good, Mike. How about you?
Good. We're going to have some fun, talk about some comics. These comics released this Wednesday. We're on July 16th, 2025. So you've got like 4 today.
I do, yeah.
And I've got 3. We have one, I think, that we both
Only
read.
one, I think.
Imperial?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Imperial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So downtowncomics.com is the place to go to check out all the new releases, of course. And liking, sharing, subscribing is always appreciated. We're still trying to get to 400. I think, did we get to 390?
I don't recall.
All right.
If not,
we really
we're
want to
really
get
close.
to. All right. Really want to get to 400. So share this with people, please. Get it out there. All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start with you.
Yeah. So up for me first is Absolute Batman number 10.
All right.
These last 2 issues have been, number 9 and number 10 have been like some of the most brutal Batman comics I think I've ever read.
Okay.
And I'm not like a hardcore reading Batman fan, but I mean, I feel like, I've read quite a bit.
Sure.
So, but no, this issue is pretty brutal as far as like, between Batman and Bane. But this issue, it's all about Bruce he's being held captive at like the Arkham facility.
Okay.
So, and he's being experimented on. So it's funny because I think this is the first time we get an actual, like, how big Absolute Batman is. They said 6'9", and I think they said 412 pounds. I was like, that's a big fella.
Oh, so okay, so the way they draw him is not an artistic choice.
Right.
He really is that big.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, and obviously,
Fair.
From issue number 9, we see Bane's 2 times, if not 3 times larger than he is. So
Okay.
It's like, it almost doesn't make sense, but it's really cool.
Okay.
But a lot of this issue, there's not a whole lot of dialogue. So it's this doctor that's basically keeping a log of, Bruce is being experimented on, and he escapes a couple times, but Absolute Bane, captures him, beats the crap out of him, and they're like, oh, he needs to basically go back for surgery again before he goes back to his place where they put him.
Right.
And that's essentially like this whole issue, really, and it was just beating after beating after beating that he took. But the first part of the issue, we see Bruce in, I think it's the Arkham facility or it's a hospital. I can't recall. But essentially they're like saying all these things, all these weapons that he had on him, and the list goes on and on and on and on, and I'm like, that's insane. Like, so, and then they talked about the battle axe from his chest and stuff like that. So, this was just a brutal book.
Okay. Is there Bane origin stuff in these couple issues, or is he
not
just
really?
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we really don't. Is he? I mean, what's the main difference between Absolute Bane versus regular classic Bane? Is there is there a difference somewhere, or
really? I think it's just, I don't remember. Was classic Bane? Is he like calm, or is he always like?
No, he's been portrayed as pretty calm.
Yeah, okay,
like
so
he's considered a strategy guy. Like he's actually pretty smart, and yeah. So he his juxtaposition of his like overwhelming physical strength, but he's not. He doesn't seem like a Hulk. He's not prone to just lash out, I guess. At least his more current incarnation. That may have not been the way he was treated in the past when he was first introduced. I'm not a Bane. Don't know everything about Bane.
I'm kind of the same way. Okay. So really, I think the biggest difference is just size.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that's the biggest one. But yeah, no, like I mentioned, like this was definitely the some of the coolest Batman scenes in these last 2 issues. I think these are like Scott Snyder's like strongest in this arc right now with Absolute Bane and stuff like that. Just I think mainly because it's like so insane. Like it almost doesn't make sense to to have how big Absolute Batman is versus, but yeah, in this whole issue, like you see Bruce, like he's cut up, he's had they said he has like a couple cranial surgeries. He's had like his brainstem like replaced and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like,
all right.
This is just insanity. Like you could tell that they had fun with this issue being up Batman. So
all right. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, my first one is actually going to be a Star Trek book. So there's a new Star Trek title starting this week called Star Trek Red Shirts. So it's about the security officers. You don't really watch a lot of Star Trek, do you?
Not a lot, yeah.
But you know what a red shirt means, don't you? Yeah. Right? So that's a cultural thing that was basically, that came up from original Star Trek. Like the guys in the red shirts would be constantly killed. Like Kirk and Spock and McCoy would beam down to a planet. There'd be 2 security officers in the red shirts. Whatever threat was down on the planet, they would kill the, just to show that how dangerous it is. Whatever it was, creature, alien, whatever, the red shirts would die usually. Yeah. There's rarely a time where the red shirts live. So they're playing into this, and it's about these red shirts, and it's pretty cool because number one, it is set in the classic Kirk era.
Okay, nice.
As far as I know, there's about 20 of them. It seems like 10 to 15 of them. I didn't recognize any of the names. But it's very possible that they've pulled stuff from movies and other things that are out there. So if you're a Star Trek fan and you read this book, in the comments, let me know who any of these characters ever been in a novel, in a video game, in some other media that I don't know of. So obviously, it doesn't seem like any of the ones from any of the classic Star Trek, because they're all pulled from different parts of the fleet, either different ships, different star bases, stuff. So it's about a top secret mission that they have to go on. There's they lean into the meme about red shirts getting killed. There's even kind of a montage of red shirts being killed on different assignments and stuff like that. They talk about it amongst each other that they don't have very long lives. So one of the main characters is a red shirt who's been on the job, I want to say 15 years or something, which is like for this people is like unknown. Like he's a god in terms of the security universe there. So anyway, there's an array on some planet that was just supposed to take interstellar cartography measurements, just like a telescope or whatever. Well, someone hacked it. Persons unknown hacked it, and they're using it to spy on, because that telescope talks to star bases and stuff to do data, right? And so they've intercepted that data stream and are trying to hack into other things and get secret information. Oh, okay. So they want to figure out who's doing this. So their idea is to send down a giant security team to watch the facility, and then they're going to shut it down. But before they do, they're going to insert some tasty secret data is going to get cut off midstream. So they're hoping that they'll see that and they'll go, oh my gosh, there's this great stuff at the place. We got to physically come here to download it, because it's so good. It's so juicy. So, so we'll see what happens. We meet at least one of the villains at the end to who the people are. We don't know the whole story, but it's fun. So if you're in the Star Trek world, this is a fun book. Just watch it. So it's actiony.
Okay.
And so I'm wondering if I can connect with some of the characters, because again, the whole concept of these guys is that they're cannon fodder, and they know it. So
except that one guy.
Yeah. Well, and we'll see. People definitely die in this, so not everyone makes it out of the first issue. So. Yeah, but fun. So if you're a Star Trek fan,
So for this, is it, do you have to, other than knowing like what the red shirts are, do you really have to read anything else or no?
No, I think because of, like I said, the and we'll talk about this more, but the fact that the red shirt meme means something to people that don't even watch Star Trek, like that's a true thing. Yeah. That's really all you have to know.
Cool.
So
that's nice. All right.
Yeah. All right. What's the next one?
Wow. So next up for me is Battle Beast number 3. I'm starting to see between my first one, your first one, there's a lot of things dying in these books.
Yeah, we're going very action heavy in this one. So
very much so.
And it'll continue. So all right. So who's he beating up on now?
So this one actually picks up right where issue 2 left off, and obviously it's the ship is still trying to find someone that's
worthy.
Yeah, worthy to kill Battle Beast and Prince Salaka that's been with Battle Beast for the I think ever since the end of the first issue, basically was like, hey, there's this lady on my home planet called the Juggernaut, and she's super super powerful and is probably one of the biggest foes that you could possibly fight anymore, because the one that he fought in the first issue, the name is escaping me, but they thought that was like the most powerful being in the universe, essentially. So, and obviously he killed him no problem, and so now they're basically it opens up with a bunch of ships. Like they basically have this whole like grid of ships like that have found Battle Beast, or that the ship has called them to them.
Right.
So he basically goes out. He opens the hangar door of their ship, and he just goes out and just starts fighting in outer space, fighting all these ships and all that.
Okay.
So, and he obviously wins, and then he without no problem, and he comes back in, and that's when they're like, okay, we're gonna go to Prince Salaka's home planet. So they get there, and that's kind of really where it's just really a battle. It's very much a bloody issue.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's just really action packed in this issue. There's not a whole lot that takes place other than that.
Is this a mini series or ongoing?
It's ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. This obviously this Juggernaut, there's no way that she's gonna probably be able to, because that would be done in like probably 5 issues or something like that. So
okay.
But we really in this especially in this issue, we really see how nonstop Battle Beast can be.
Okay.
So fighting all those ships and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just really, I mean, this whole series is just like, if you really like action, like
okay, and you like that Invincible kind of bloody fighting and stuff where they don't really hold back.
I didn't read all of Invincible, but I like the idea of the Battle Beast.
Okay.
So because I think that was like number 19,
17 or 19,
yeah. So
okay,
so it's really good, really bloody and action packed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I'll continue the trend because my next one is Predator versus Spider-Man number 4. So we're on to the last issue of this miniseries before the Punisher goes to kill the whole Marvel Universe. We last left off with a bunch of threads that needed to be solved. So Mary Jane and some rando were stuck in the sewers, and our bad guy, who's basically a serial killer predator. So this predator has no honor mode at all. He just kills whatever he wants. He's crazoid. So that character is stalking Mary Jane. So they have to get out of that. You've got Kraven stalking that guy because Kraven learned about this thing going on, and he's like, a hunt, the biggest game. Like he's always in for a hunting thing. So he's in town trying to find the slasher predator. You've also got a group of 3 or 4 predators that supposedly have come from the home planet that are also looking for the slasher predator, like cops, I guess, because this guy's gone off the reservation. And even though predators will kill people, they're not, if you're not doing with honor, you're out. You're out of the gang, right? So they're here, and Spider-Man is trying to stop them. So there's just everything going around. So that's where our 3rd issue ended. So our 4th issue starts. And I said, if you remember correctly, I said when we talked about issue number 3 that I thought there was too much stuff to wrap up in one issue.
Right.
And I was kind of correct. If there's anything, everything is wrapped up, but it's wrapped up so quick, you do get a sense of, well, okay, I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what the sense is. Maybe like you're feeling a little left, like maybe there should have been more. So basically, Predator and Kraven, the slasher Predator and Kraven, they have it out, and there's a giant fight scene. Mary Jane gets saved. Spider-Man deals with the 3 predators enough to hold them off. I would say the big part of the issue is the Kraven versus the slasher predator fight. That was cool. Obviously, when a predator dies, you know what happens. there's going to be a bomb because they're sore losers. And so there is a bomb. And I would say that someone gets... So in every other Predator thinks the person who wins and kills the Predator gets a trophy. Mm-hmm. So there is a trophy given out. And I think what's interesting about this issue is who gets the trophy, what the trophy is, and what it may mean if they want to do another Predator series, based off of this storyline specifically. So I'll leave you to read that to get that information. But yeah, just another big bunch of fights. Nice. Everyone's fighting everyone else. People are saved. It's a good ending. I think I like the ending. I think there could have been a pacing thing where there could have been a fifth issue maybe. Okay. Maybe drawn it out a little bit more, maybe expand upon the Kraven stuff coming into the picture late. Maybe expand that just a little bit. But other than that, it was really fast paced. So it gets done. So again, another very action heavy comic. If you like the first three, you'll like the fourth one. If you didn't read any of them, it's going to be a good read when it comes out in trade in a couple months.
So this was the last one before the Punisher?
Yes. Okay, now, the Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe is the next series. As far as I know, it's built off of the Predator versus Black Panther miniseries.
Okay.
So the ending of that set up some stuff that they're going to move into that one. So I don't know if the Predator versus Wolverine or Predator versus Spider-Man specifically is in that. I'm assuming they're all connected because there are different Predators, obviously. Mm-hmm. So they could all be in the same continuity, but I don't think anything that happens in those two is necessarily germane to what's going to happen in this.
Okay.
So I think it would be helpful to read Predator versus Black Panther in trade now before Predator versus Kills the Marvel Universe. But yeah, I think that's the only one that would be germane. And I don't know that you have to read it, but that's where the story kind of starts.
So we have two series now. That one that's going to start the Killing the Marvel Universe, and then the Godzilla one as well.
Yep, and the Godzilla one, and I did read that one. I chose not to talk about it, but maybe we'll talk about a future issue of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right.
So up next for me is Ghost Pepper #1. So this is a new book from Image and Skybound.
All right.
Do you read a lot of Skybound?
I read the Transformers, the G.I. Joe. I don't read Void Rivals. I have read some Void Rivals. Yeah. What else? I guess I don't read Battle Beast. What else do they do?
I think those are probably the main ones, I guess.
Okay. So Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know about you, but like every time the Skybound logo is on the comic, I'm like so excited because it's a lot of care has been not that care's not taken into other series and whatnot, but I feel like Skybound just really hits.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the Ghost Machine with that. So the Geiger, Red Coat, those, I'm like you. I see Ghost Machine on it. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a look. See, so yeah.
Yeah, so I will say that this issue is $4.99, and they're normally $3.99. I think like the Image books.
It just depends. So, but was this one more than normal
size? It is. Yeah, it's 56 pages with no ads.
Oh,
so that was
$4.99 is
Yeah, there was nothing breaking anything up, so you could just keep stay in it.
Right.
But to understand this story, kind of helps to understand like the cover of it a little bit, and that's what I kind of mentioned earlier about if you're familiar with like the Trigun anime or the manga. It's very much like the aesthetics of everything in this first issue is a lot like that.
Okay.
So that's kind of prefacing that. But this is like it's like a dusty, dry, post-apocalyptic world that still has technological advances.
Mm-hmm.
But early on in this book, we're introduced to a woman named I think it's Loy, or that's probably something pronounced like that. So she's a cook who travels around in her food truck, just serving people who can afford it. That is
okay.
Yeah, it's very, very kind of weird at first, So, and her food truck is like this big, like it's like a big tank of a vehicle, essentially.
Okay.
So, but no, she's serving some customers one day, and all of a sudden this area is surrounded by these robot soldiers. And she's like, why are you guys here? Like, I think like my permit's valid for like next 5 years on, all this and that. She's like naming off a bunch of different things that she's done to make sure that she's legit. And that's kind of when we meet this second character named Ash, which is this big, like he's like a, I want to say he's almost kind of like Battle Beast, where he just destroys everything and anything. And there's this little robot that sits on his shoulder.
Okay.
And anytime that Ash goes berserk, essentially, he can't control himself.
Okay.
So this little robot guy that sits on his shoulder essentially engulfs him in like this big, like, I don't know, it's like another big looking creature type of thing. And that puts him to sleep essentially. Okay. So if he doesn't, then he would have probably killed, like he mentions, he's like, oh, these villagers should not have had to pay, the price of death because of these robots and whatnot, right?
Okay.
So, but that happens, and then this robot's talking to Leloy, and the robot's like, can we, like, basically hitch a ride with you? He's like, he's not dangerous as long as he's sleeping and this and that, right?
Okay.
So, but yeah, so that's really a lot of the book. It was really cool because the way the robots looked were very like non-traditional.
Okay.
So, and there's these other characters that are like the protagonists of the book, and they're not thrilled that Ash is back. So I think they were looking for him. Or they were looking for another creature, I think it was, and they look down on this planet and they're like, "Oh crap, Ash is here." So he's they're not too happy about that, but yeah, it was and that's kind of where it ended. And there was this like a long time ago, there was this creature named what was it? The Great Cinder. Who basically years ago was wandering the planet, destroying essentially everything. It was like kind of like an Attack on Titan, kaiju looking creature. So, but then there was a guy named Batar, and him and his army came to defeat this kaiju looking creature, and basically these villagers that were about to get destroyed by those robots, that's who they praise and stuff like that. And it's not a great thing, so that's something that like Ash and the Warriors is looking into, as well as the little robot guy that sits on his shoulder. So, but yeah, that's pretty much essentially the whole issue. It was a lot of dialogue for sure, but it was good.
What does Ghost Pepper refer to? Like, is that refer to someone, something? Is it just a name?
So we have not. That was not mentioned in the book in this first issue. Yeah. So I think.
So you don't really know if that's like a title or a creature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there was kind of a lot going on with like a little bit of lore, a little bit of what's.
So is the lore about the planet they're on and like how it works and everything like that?
I think it's more about like Ash and like what he's like done in the past and what he's going to continue to do and stuff like that, because he is a major threat to a lot of like civilizations.
Okay.
So
all right, interesting.
So yeah,
it's heavy sci-fi then.
It is very much heavy sci-fi.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we're gonna do Imperial, right?
Yeah, we are.
All right. So Imperial number 2. This is the Marvel Hickman book. This is the big space opera. Now I will say, the first thing I was glad when I opened the page is they have the classic.
I know.
Here's all the people.
Yeah.
And they didn't have that in the first issue, so that's why we were talking about. It's hard to who's this guy maybe, and who's that. So this one like spaces it all out, right? And so when we last left, we still have what we assume is the Grandmaster and the unknown opponent playing this cosmic game.
Yeah.
And they are, and the unknown opponent is screwing around to try and force all these alien races to fight each other, I guess. And do you have any thoughts as to who it may be?
I don't. I actually don't.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'd have one guess, but I'm not even going to say it because there's nothing that makes me guess that. So we'll see whether this is a known person or not. But so we still don't know his identity. But basically, so when we left off, Quinn's dad, Star-Lord's dad, was assassinated. Yeah. Supposedly by a Wakandan assassin ninja or whatever like that. So at the start of this one, all the main races are taking their battleships to the Wakanda planet to wreak some havoc. And then you just have a big old space battle.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. There's a lot going on. And I mean, I would think the big thing is that we do find out. We probably thought, most of us thought Wakanda didn't actually do this.
Right,
it's
exactly.
Pretty obvious that they'd been set up. But we do find out who set them up. We get an idea of why. And, I mean, don't want to ruin it. Just stuff's happening. This is very heavy dialogue, action. There's political stuff going on with the way everything works. Obviously, Black Panther is just like a total badass.
I know, because he fights both of the Hulks.
So everyone gets a chance to shine, and people are getting killed all over the place. It's it's really fun and complicated. So there's a lot going on. So I highly recommend this.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're a Marvel space fan, if you like the Skrulls and the Kree and the Wakandans and the Shi'ar and all that stuff, then you should be reading this. If you're a Nova fan, if you're a Black Panther fan, if you're a Hickman fan, So it'll be interesting to see as this goes forward, because we still don't know, obviously, who the supposed person pulling the strings is. Yeah. We also, it's always kind of, you watch it as they're kind of having fun playing it like a game of chess, except it's like real people and real race, so they're like so far above it all. And yet, they're kind of, or at least this guy is the one that kind of set everything in motion. Even though he's not necessarily he's not micromanaging. He just kind of put all the pieces in play and let whatever happen. So I don't know.
I think this will be really good reading this in a collected issue once it comes out. So
most of Hickman's stuff is just because you can't. Sometimes he's got so much going on.
Exactly.
You can't digest it all, especially you have to wait a month and then read it again. So.
Right. Yeah.
But again, I think this issue is good because you're going to know who all the players are early. The first one, it may have been a little confusing, but this one, they correct that. So I think that was the big takeaway.
Yeah, definitely.
For that. But thumbs up.
Definitely.
Yeah. Was there anything else I didn't mention?
I don't think so. I think that's, I didn't write a whole lot down for this because like you said, it's like a bunch of, don't want to ruin a lot of it. It's a bunch of fighting. There, there's quite a bit of fighting in it and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you have oh no, you went with Ghost
I
Pepper.
did. Yeah.
So we're done. Okay. Well, that's it. Yeah. So if you're into action, I think there's a lot of comics out this week. It's nothing but fighting and action. So have fun with that. Thanks for watching. Thank you, James.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
And we'll be back next week for more books. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.